What were some feelings you had prior to moving to Saudi?
So as I mentioned before, I was so excited to go to Saudi, like so excited. It was my dream. I researched it. I had Saudi friends. I spoke Arabic, but I was still scared. It's so scary. The unknown is scary. Starting a new job is scary. Moving is scary. Anything new is scary, but I really was scared, especially because everyone was telling me like, um, don't go. It's not
Mm.
like you're gonna have these problems and these problems, and I heard this about it and that, and it was scary, and I did uh, have doubts and fears, and I even debated like, should I go? And then I was like, what am I talking about? I've been working for this for years. Like, I'm gonna go. So, but some of the thoughts and fears I think I had were, will I succeed working there in a different culture? Um, how will it be living there? Because like walking around, dressing, wearing a abaya, how is it going to be making those small adjustments? Um, I didn't know. Like I had traveled here as a tourist a couple years prior to moving here, and so I did have that context. But it's still work like going as a tourist to a country and then living there and having making friends and establishing a community and working with different cultures is a completely different thing than being a tourist. Yeah.
So when you moved there to be a student or because you got a job?
I was accepted to the university, but it took actually like a couple of years for me to actually be able to register and go there, and that's a long story. But so I came as an employee. Yeah,
Okay.
I came first as an employee, and then I did have the opportunity to just be a full-time student, but I declined that because, like, where they give you a scholarship, I declined it because when you graduate, like, you just on a student visa. And I was like, no, no, I'm going to keep my worker's visa because it's more valuable, like, if I want to stay here long term. So I worked and went to school full time at the same time.
Mashallah.
And it was very difficult, but alhamdulillah, like, it was great. It was great. I'm glad I did that. Yeah. No regrets.
So inspiring, Heidi. Honestly, like, well, it's amazing. So you get to Saudi, and what were your first impressions?
My first impressions, like when I came here in a tour as a tourist, it was like everything was magical. But then I got here and I was like looking for an apartment and a car, and it was a little less magical because it's overwhelming. Like moving even to a different city could be overwhelming, and then moving to a different country where things are just different. The system, people's expectations, things are just different. It was very difficult and overwhelming because I was by myself, you know, and just navigating things. It was hard, but I was grateful that like I had the context of being here and seeing the magic of it, so that I was like, okay, I'm gonna get through this. This is gonna be like a hard adjustment, an adjustment period. Even in psychology, we talk about 𝐵ِثْرَةَ like adjustment. Um,
You just said it in Arabic before English. That was
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
because like a adjustment disorder.
Okay.
Uh, Yeah, I hate to be that annoying person, but it's true. Like
I love
because I
that.
studied psychology in Arabic, and sometimes I think of it in Arabic first now, which is a cool point to reach. But the adjustment period takes
Yeah.
time, and luckily I had moved to like Hawaii and London, so I had sort of built up some resilience. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. I forgot your question.
No, no. So your first impressions, like, what was there anything about daily life that surprised you?
Look, I mean, at that time, yeah, Saudi was a little different 4 years ago than it is today.
Mm.
Um, So everything was an adjustment and it wasn't easy, but because I had Saudi friends and I knew like also like the changes that were happening, uh, I knew that like Saudi people are really amazing, and they were like people were so supportive. So I think that that's the first impressions obviously is that like I'm in a safe, supportive community that like for example, like I was out trying to find an apartment and my phone stopped working and I was just crying because I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to call. I can't get an Uber. There's no taxis here. And it was like summer and hot. And I was just crying. And everyone just like rushes to come help you. Like, what do you need? Can I help you? Even though I'm a foreigner and I look very different So yeah, my first impressions were like, I feel safe and I'm in a safe place where people have uh, values of treating people kindly and generously. And so that helped me to feel rest assured that I will get through this adjustment period of moving to a new country. So that was my first impression, I guess.
There, people still think that Saudi is this scary place, that the ideas that they have of Saudi are like of the 70s and 80s. Like, what would you say to people that say that women have no rights in Saudi and women are submissive and they're treated badly? Like, what do you say to that?
I know I'm a little tired of this cliche because we talk about it so much. I feel like we're beating a dead horse. Like, come on. But it is true that people still have those misperceptions, and I still get it, and it shocks me. Um, and I remember 10 years ago having this argument with people about women in the Middle East and being like, no, my friends, they're studying to become doctors and engineers. They travel the world. Um, and we obviously, I grew up in a culture that was not really encouraging of me to travel or study or have a career. Uh, so, and I'm American. So I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I mean, obviously those perceptions are old perceptions and things are changing. And people that still have that idea, like, just, I don't know, go on Google. Like, even me, I love to just go on Google and look at different countries and see, like, what is it like walking around in the city there? Like, what influencers, like a country that I know nothing about, I just Google or ask ChatGPT, like, who are the top influencers in this country? And I just like go on their Instagram and just check it out. So just do that, like, just see how amazing Saudi is. Because, yeah, also my family, they were so scared. They didn't know what Saudi was like. And they asked me all these questions. Are you going to have to cover your hair? Are you going to have to do this or that? And I keep showing them Saudi and they keep seeing my social media and they're like, wow, Saudi's so cool. I want to go there. And they'll tell their friends, oh no, my daughter's in Saudi. She loves it. And they ask them questions. Well, what is it like for her? And they're like, oh no, she loves it. She's so happy there.